tem má pinta, dá-lhe um apito e põe-no a andar. Dispara a cinta, já crê que é rei da quem dá limar. Não me obriguem a vir para a rua gritar, que é já tempo de embalar a trouxa e zarpar.
What's up, my boys? Welcome to Ajuda.
It has been a long time since we did our last series, Favorite Neighborhoods of Lisbon. So today we figured that it's about time, and why not start with our own neighborhood where we live, Ajuda.
So Ajuda is a small neighborhood that is located very close to Belém, yet very few people knows about this neighborhood. At least the tourist doesn't know about this neighborhood.
30% of the people living here are plus 65 years old. So when you walk around here, you really get a sense that this is where the grandmothers and grandfathers live. And I just really like that. It just feels like you live in a little village as opposed to a hustle and bustle city, for example in Saldana, which was our old neighborhood.
But what is actually interesting about living here right now is that it is definitely a place that is developing a lot. You see tons of new buildings, you see tons of renovations, you see cafes and stores popping up all the time. That also makes it very interesting. I suppose that a lot of the new generation coming here wants to make it very hip.
It's because people they're finding out that this is actually a very underrated place.
Escala ao meio.
Ah, sim. Obrigado.
Obrigado.
So one of the things that we have here in Ajuda that is amazing is our market. This is where you are supposed to come and do all your grocery shopping because you get the freshest that you can get and you support all the local farmers. For dinner today we are having a dourada, and it's not from a farm, it's a fresh dourada. So it's a little expensive, but I don't care.
8 euros.
Yeah, but that's for a freshly cored one.
That's cheap.
Meio quilo? Sim, boa. Sim. Obrigada. Figos.
99.
Who's gonna eat all this, Amalie?
We are.
So they have Aliera, Amalie. Aliera. I think one of the, this is what I love the most, that you have these stores that you don't see them in many places anymore because everything has been so streamlined, but here
they can survive because of the mentality that you want to support the local businesses here. For example, we also have this store, an old man, he has this store on the same street that we live, and in there you can buy anything. You can even buy a chandelier in there, beautiful chandelier, and it's 50 euros.
Yeah, and he can make everything. He's like that guy from the doc, what's the Anasan?
So we're actually on our way to the Ajuda Botanical Garden, but we decided to make a little pit stop here at Portuguese. This place is actually a place that we come quite often because we go to Lara's vet quite often, who is located on that corner.
Yeah, and we go there all the time because they're so nice.
We go there all the time, they're amazing.
So this road here is sort of like the main road of Ajuda, I would say. You have all sorts of great restaurants, actually, pharmacies, shops. I mean, Ajuda it's never going to be downtown shopping style, but you'd be surprised how many shops you actually find here, but mostly restaurants. It dazzles me how many great restaurants you have here. I can count at least 5 restaurants here that are just fantastic. So Ajuda, it's not the most beautiful neighborhood in Lisbon.
But it's like a mixture, because then you have amazingly beauty, like this church.
You have super nice little narrow streets that you just saw, and then you have some absolute atrocity architecture where it's just like, why did they place that there? But I think it's part of the charm somehow.
It definitely is.
And I mean, I think that Ajuda is one of the most underrated and unknown neighborhoods in
definitely.
Lisbon. I believe I already mentioned that Ajuda is filled with quite spectacular restaurants, and where we're sitting now is probably number one, Mestrias Nova Tasca. This is our almost daily go-to restaurant, and we've been here, I don't know,
50 times?
50 times? I don't know, maybe that's an exaggeration, but we're up there. And the reason for that is that the food here, it's simple, it's Portuguese, it's just quality, and it's just so good. Like we mentioned this place to as many as we can, and then sitting here at this little square, you know, some people, they love squares, I'm among them. I mean, I just can't get enough of this.
We started out with some of our favorites, because this is the best tomato soup you can get in Lisbon, for sure. Then we have figs with goat cheese. We have an entire fried goat cheese right here with a nice port reduce and a meal, honey. Then we have what you need to have in Portugal, the pica-pau. Pica-pau is like meat with garlic and pickles. It's so good.
I get this every time we're here.
Yeah, and you finish it by yourself mostly. Then we have another Alentejo style dish, which is migas, and this is migas com cebolla. Of course, because it's summer, we can also have ameixoas.
Is it only in the summer you can have that?
Yeah, they are better in the summer.
Cheers to Ajuda and Mestrias.
To Ajuda.
Are you the one making all this food, or do you just have the best chefs and?
No. I cook all of this with my great team.
What is your mantra behind cooking this food here?
This is all things that I ate at home with my mom. So I try to.
You grew up with this in your.
Yeah, I try to industrialize this.
And it's all Alentejo.
No.
Some of it is. You have the migas.
Some of this not even is Portuguese. We have.
Oh, you reinvented it.
Yeah, it's good food. That's what we want to serve.
You already dig in like a raccoon here.
I mean, the tomato soup, I can't stop myself. Everybody knows how much I love a tomato soup, but this one, I can't even stop myself. So we actually ordered so much food here that we need another table.
You have become an ameixoa expert, PhD.
Close enough.
Tell me about these, because as we recently had the best ones up north in Aveiro.
Hands down, flavor-wise, there's nothing that could compare with these. I think the quality of the ameixoas itself is a little bit above mediocre, but the way that they made the bulha prato, or the sauce with everything, is top-notch. That's all I have to say.
I swear to God, my favorite thing of all time is when you've had the ameixoas and then you put the toasted bread down to let it soak it all up. It's just divine.
This is one of my favorite Portuguese dishes. This is bochechas, and this is blood sauces rice, and then we have a migas, and then we have something we don't eat very often. This is the bacalhau braço. And Joen, you don't like bacalhau.
We have yet to fall for the bacalhau, and I do believe it has something to do with that it's too close to my ancestors, because they catch them up in the ocean near where I'm from, Denmark.
Then you
Actually
should
from
love them
Faroe
though.
Island. I'm from Faroe Islands. Maybe that I share too much DNA with the bacalhau.
Or with the fish itself.
You know, this is an alentejo dish. We have had it in Beja at, you know, one of my favorite restaurants also here in Portugal, Restaurant Danish. The yin and yang migas, we got the traditional one, and then we have the twisty one. It's such a simple thing, and yet it's just something you won't get it anywhere else in Portugal. You know, bochechas is something that it's almost impossible to get in Lisbon. Otherwise, you need to go to Alentejo. You can go to Alta do Sal.
Pork cheeks, and it has been cooked for so long that the meat is literally falling apart.
I'm gonna pass out in a minute.
I'm actually always nervous when I have to eat the bacalhau. Yeah, see? This is the dish you want to have with bacalhau.
So are you saying that you finally like bacalhau? How's
But
that?
only in this constellation.
Can you even eat more?
Oh, I mean, this is a second belly. We actually ordered a pijama, which means pajamas. And pajamas has stripes, and that's where the name comes from, that you line up the desserts in a stripe, and then you can try a little bit of all desserts.
Oh my god. I'm done. Dopamine intoxication. Too much joy.
You cannot talk about Ajuda without talking about Ajuda Botanical, the Ajuda. And there are several reasons to that. One of them is that this is one of the most unique small gyms here in Lisbon that very few people knows about.
They do charge a €2 entry fee per person,
Yes.
but who cares when you are like in a jungle in the middle of a big city?
One thing I want to say about this Ajuda garden actually is that it is actually a former palace garden or castle garden, because we have Ajuda Palace very close by. I think we should go have a look.
It's uphill, Amalie,
Let's go and
and
see
it's
it.
very warm.
So guys, this is Ajuda Palace, and unfortunately we can't film inside, but we can show you the outside. This palace today functions as a museum, and they are redoing it right now so that they also will have the museum of the crown jewelries.
This is where the politicians of Portugal, they meet when they have big decisions to make. So we were only 500 meters away when it was announced that we are incarcerated for the next foreseeable future. What is this? Can you see what that is? It's a clock tower, but it, you know, normally when you see this, it's on top of a church, but here it seems like it just fell into the ground or they covered it with cement. Do you remember this, Amalie?
I remember this place.
So we were supposed to have a meetup here with you guys, but
Before COVID.
yeah, then the new normal came along. But can you
That's
imagine this? Behind all these stores, you have little nice rooms where you can hang out, and you have a view to the bridge. And
So you would have like a beer bar where you could go get your beer. You would have a place where you could go get some snacks. We would have live music here.
this is what Ajuda is. Ajuda is a time pocket, a time machine to 20 years ago. We just love Ajuda, and it's just such an authentic place. And I honestly wouldn't change it with anything.
No, let's not trade.
Wow.
So we were just allowed inside here for a little visit. Oh
Yeah.
my god. Look, I think Joen just mentioned that this is a time pocket.
Yeah.
It sure is a time pocket. Look at this. Marcela's auto?
La Capella.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. What's it?
Hey, Jesus. Is that Jesus?
Santo.
Sorry. Wow.
Was it that water?
Oh, as puertas son. Que lindos.
This would be the ideal meetup place. Look at this. Look at the ceiling.
Look,
Oh.
I love the flooring.
Yeah.
And then you have the view from here. Coolest place.
Uma vista muito bonita.
Tudo. Another thing we like about Ajuda, and one of the reasons why it's one of our favorite neighborhoods, is actually also the mentality here. People are so friendly, most things can always happen. People are laid back. It's like being in a village.
O Jardim. Wow.
Wow.
Look at the windows. It's so big and beautiful. Oh my god.
Wow. Oh my god, man kunne spise herude også til et bryllup. You could host an insane party here, imagine?
Yeah.
Muito charming. Wow.
What the?
Ui.
Eu que estou? What is this? This is, oh my god, man, this is like that commercial with Heineken. They have a barber here. It's 2.5 for, oh my god.
That's for a full shave. It's like a little cidade, you know, it's like a little
Yeah.
cidade.
Minha cerâmica.
Ah, Casa Blanca. Olá.
Posso mostrar?
Wow. Okay, Joen, be careful in here, okay? Do not break anything. Hola. Hola. Hi.
I'm usually like an
Oh my
elephant
God,
in a
look at
Chinese
these.
store.
Inglês possível?
Hvorfor har vi aldrig været her? Skal vi se, hvad der er sådan her.
That was very unexpected.
Very spontaneous.
But it's really nice to get like an in-depth view of how some of the most unique places here in Ajuda really are.
Yeah.
But this was one of them. Unfortunately, the restaurant was not open until an hour.
But I am okay with that because I'm not hungry at all. Like we had so much food at the Trias today because we wanted to show you guys everything.
But I really wanted a umacaneca with that view.
Oh my god, we're gonna save that for the Ajuda food tour that we're gonna do someday.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea, Amalie.
She's only doing it for the camera.
No, she does it because she loves me.
Cheers. Water.
So we are back home in our Ajuda apartment.
We actually wanted to prepare dinner as we normally do at home today, but since we had so much food for lunch, we're not hungry.
And that's even despite that there is an Aliera waiting for me. Coming back to the apartment here, and just sitting here and just listening to the tranquility. I mean, there's no noise here. There are definitely some restaurants to come to here, including Mistrias. But then I'd say, you know, for us, when we say Ajuda is our favorite neighborhood, it's probably in the context of living here.
But this was all for our little favorite neighborhood in Lisbon video.
And guys, we have a Lisbon guide 5 minutes away, so you can sign up on the waiting list below, and we're going to charge around 10 euros for this, but it's going to be specced with everything we know about Lisbon. So if you're coming here, or even if you live here, it's going to be worth it, we believe, because we've spent a lot of time in this guide.
Obrigada por ver o vídeo. Até logo.
Até logo.
Beijo.